Let's start with the Sussex's feud with the Beckhams. According to Lady C, and I know she has a lot of fans amongst royal watchers, it was David and Victoria Beckham who cut ties with the Sussexes, not the other way around.
So here's the tea. Prince Harry? Yeah, he's reportedly fuming, like full-on enraged behind palace walls. Why? Because the Invictus Games, his baby, his last big pride, just delivered a blow that has left him reeling. They've replaced him with David Beckham. Yes, the David Beckham, global icon, sports legend, charitable golden boy, and let's be real, this isn't just a changing of the guard, this is a brutal dethroning. Harry didn't just get pushed aside, he got outshined by someone who's not only cooler but far more liked. This was his moment, his brand, and now it's being handed over like yesterday's news. Ouch.
The Beckhams basically said, you know, well, why waste our time with these people? They just are incapable of getting along with anybody. Are they incapable of not playing the victim?
Let's not pretend this came out of nowhere. Harry's grip on influence has been slipping for a while now. Crumbling media deals, strained royal ties, and let's be honest, a whole lot of bad PR. But losing Invictus, that's like watching the final domino fall. The last piece of his world-changing identity, crushed. And here's the kicker, there's no one else to blame. It's not the media, not the royals, not even Meghan. This time, it's all Harry. Meanwhile, David Beckham? He's soaring, loved by nearly everyone.
I'm so glad that Lady C made this point, Rita. And also, I don't know if you've heard Tom Bauer discuss how David Beckham showed up to support Prince Harry at Invictus. And he was overheard saying, when do I get to see Harry? Can I see him?
Humanitarian? Check. Style icon? Check. Devoted family guy? Triple check. He's the total package, and now the new face of Invictus. While Harry clings to past headlines, Beckham's out here creating fresh buzz every time he steps out the door. He's not just tolerated, he's respected, admired, across generations, across class lines, across political views, and when it came time for the Invictus Committee to make a call, they didn't flinch. They chose relevance over royalty. That's the reality.
Reports that Meghan Markle put the kibosh on David getting any photos with Prince Harry at Invictus because she felt like David and Victoria would outshine her in some way, so she wanted to make sure that they weren't photographed together and didn't allow Harry.
Let's break it down even more brutally. The committee had two choices, a prince wrapped in tabloid drama or a public figure who brings nothing but stability and positive press. The choice? Please. It was obvious. Beckham elevates the brand. Harry? He drags it straight into scandal. Insiders say the committee was just over it. The drama, the headlines, the Sussex effect. Invictus used to be about veterans, inspiration, recovery, but with Harry, it turned into a soap opera, and now the curtain's closed on his chapter.
Conversation, and she stops because she's startled that somebody has grabbed her and is relocating her, and it's Meghan just taking it upon herself to adjust this woman for a photo. I have to tell you that so far is my favorite video from Invictus.
It is incredible. She made a little speech, of course, which we're hoping to...
Now here's where things get dark. Meghan Markle. No, she wasn't photographed with Jeffrey Epstein himself, but you know who was? The exact kind of social elites Meghan rubbed shoulders with, way before the Duchess title. We're talking yacht parties, glamorous events, and yes, overlapping guest lists that included names like Ghislaine Maxwell. The circles were small. The connections? Too close for comfort. Coincidence? Not exactly.
So embedded with this amazing Invictus Games thing that he had invented that, he loved it more than anything else, and that she said the great thing is that we're all part of one big family. You're my family and you're his family. And all I could think of was, well, she's obviously trying to say that he doesn't have a family because they're all horrible racists. They all live in England.
We're not talking charity galas with 1,000 people. These were intimate, exclusive, closed-door gatherings. You didn't just stumble in, you had to climb your way in. And Meghan? She climbed. One of her former Hollywood friends spilled it all. The apartments, the shared auditions, the hustle. Meghan wasn't lucky. She was strategic, calculated. If someone had a yacht, a connection, or even a whisper of influence, she found her way in. She wasn't networking. She was targeting.
You talk to no one from your family, so I better just bask in the glow of your temporary, kindness.
There is that problem. My other favourite story of the weekend was the Spotify one, where it turns out that the people who worked at Spotify had more nicknames for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex than anybody ever knew, including Ginge and Whinge.
This friend revealed Meghan didn't wait for invites. She created them, offering to help out, volunteer, assist with logistics, just to squeeze into the right room, not for friendship friendship for access. And where did that access begin? Yachts, beaches, private parties, the very ones that, in hindsight, are tangled in scandals we now can't ignore. It's all starting to paint a picture, and it's not the one Meghan wants you to see.
They called her Eva, named after, I think, one of the, was it Joan Crawford from the 1990 camp classic Queen Bee?
Yeah, I mean, those are actually pretty tame compared to what I hear on the streets of Los Angeles. So I think that they should encourage those versus what people say about.
So what did Meghan do when she started her royal transformation? She wiped everything. Instagram, gone. Blogs, deleted. All those dreamy, glittery beach posts, vanished. But the internet never forgets. Digital sleuths dug up the old metadata. Monte Carlo, Cannes, Amalfi Coast, all from the exact years Epstein's circle was buzzing in Europe. These weren't random vacations. These were strategic moves in a larger game. Why delete it all? Unless there was something to hide?
Of the fire damage and devastation. So,
and the Billie Eilish business, right?
Oh my gosh. Like, whenever I do a good deed, I like to name drop 30,000 people that don't even like the post or acknowledge that I'm giving them a shout out.
Absolutely right. And also...
and here's where it gets even messier. Right after her engagement to Harry, the real background checks began. The palace, trying to avoid another messy breakup, reportedly found everything. The photos, the social links, the overlaps. But rejecting Meghan? That was too risky, too emotional, too explosive. So, as one royal aide put it, they were told, don't rock the boat. They didn't protect the crown. They protected Harry's feelings.
Because he's got enough problems with his wife, which was classic Trump. He apparently decided in his speech to say that basically he didn't think there was much moral leadership in the world, which everybody thought was a bit of a swipe at Trump. But a pretty rich of old Prince Harry, a man that used to parade around.
And now, the monarchy is tangled in a scandal they saw coming and still let happen. Meghan's image, the kind feminist humanitarian, it's cracking. The layers are peeling back, and underneath, a cold, careful operator who knew exactly what she was doing. She didn't stumble into fame, she plotted it. And now, for the first time, she's losing control. As this whole messy truth claws its way into the spotlight, Meghan's grip on her image is slipping fast. Her past? It's no longer buried beneath glam shots and royal photo ops. It's out there. And the damage? Already done. So what's Meghan doing now? Oh, she's scrambling. Hard. Suddenly, she's everywhere again, not in the bold royal way. No, this time it's soft focus filters, home-baked cookies, kids' playdates, and gentle charity gestures about wellness and healing. Please, this isn't heartfelt comeback. It's crisis control. Insiders say her PR team has gone into full-blown emergency mode. One Hollywood publicist laid it out. This is classic distraction strategy. Flood the media with fluff, warm fuzzies, smiling faces, anything to make the scandal fade. But here's the catch. It's not working. The public isn't buying it. Not anymore. The vegan recipes, the inspirational quotes, they don't drown out those serious, uncomfortable questions anymore. People want the truth, not the aesthetic. And that's the real problem. This whole mess isn't about a woman with a shady social circle. It's about deception, about crafting an entirely new persona while bulldozing the past, scrubbing history, silencing critics, and rewriting facts to suit a fairy tale image that simply doesn't hold up. People aren't angry at who Meghan was. They're angry at how she tried to erase it. Commentators and former allies are turning on her, and the reasons are getting louder. It's not about yacht parties. It's about lying to the world, punishing people who question it, and twisting that false narrative into a weapon. She didn't just hide her past, one royal analyst said. She rewrote it and then attacked anyone who dared speak the truth. That's not being empowering, that's propaganda. And now it's falling apart. At one point, Meghan Markle was the poster woman for modern feminism, a symbol of grace, poise, and female empowerment. But now, she's being accused of the very thing she claimed to fight: hypocrisy. How do you claim to champion women's voices while building your rise on access to powerful men? How do you advocate for dismantling patriarchy when your success leaned so heavily on exploiting it? This isn't just messy, it's contradictory, and critics aren't letting it slide. Her silence on the Epstein-adjacent circles she once benefited from speaks volumes. The same woman who speaks out loudly, sometimes aggressively, on nearly every issue, suddenly has nothing to say when the subject is her own history. As one author bluntly put it, when you profit from a broken system, then later rebrand as its victim, that's not bravery. That's betrayal. And the world is starting to see it. Now, to be clear, no legal case has been brought against Meghan. She's not facing charges or lawsuits, but the court of public opinion, that's a whole different beast. least, and right now the public is not on her side. Being adjacent to scandal isn't the crime. Covering it up and lying about it, that's where the backlash is coming from, especially when your entire brand rests on words like authenticity and transparency. People don't feel hurt by her past. They feel manipulated by her present. Here's the most telling sign that Meghan's empire is crumbling. Even her most powerful allies are quietly stepping back. Sources close to Netflix, they're reportedly not impressed. Her content underperformed, the buzz died quickly, and now with all this controversy, it's not worth the risk. That new cooking show? Yeah, shelved. Quietly. No big announcement. Just gone. And Oprah, the queen of feel-good redemption stories? She's gone silent. No public support, no behind-the-scenes moves, just radio silence. According to insiders, Oprah's team is reevaluating future collaborations, not out of personal disdain, but business smarts. Risk management. When Netflix and Oprah start tiptoeing away, it's not a coincidence. It's a red flag. This was supposed to be Meghan's era, her reinvention, her rise. But instead, it's unraveling. Fast. The desperation to control the story has done the opposite. It's exposed everything. And that fairy tale narrative, it's now in pieces because no matter how glossy the brand or high profile the friends, you can't fake authenticity forever. And no matter how deeply secrets are buried, they always surface. Part 5, the final question. Who is Meghan Markle? As this storm intensifies, one question echoes louder than ever. Who is Meghan Markle, really? Is she the kind-hearted philanthropist we were sold? The bold feminist icon, or someone far more calculating, someone who played every room, every camera, every platform to shape a narrative that was never real to begin with? Because from where the public sits now, the answer isn't so clear anymore. This isn't a character assassination, it's a reckoning with choices, with truth, with the cost of manipulating public sympathy, royal privilege, and media influence to erase inconvenient details and prop up a marketable persona. And for the first time, the narrative isn't hers to control. The tide is turning, the trust is fading, and the questions aren't stopping. So maybe the Invictus Committee didn't just replace Harry out of frustration. Maybe, just maybe, they were cutting ties with the entire Sussex storm. Because when one scandal collapses, it often drags everything else with it. And right now, the world is watching. The palace is watching. Hollywood is watching. But Meghan, she's running out of places to hide. Running out of